Hello! This is a bit of an unusual video for me to make, but today I'm making a speedrun guide for Slayers X Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer. And this is a very niche speedrun game. It's only got about 8 runs submitted. I'm one of them. And I think it deserves more eyes on it because it has a really interesting speedrun. World record clocks in at I think 8 minutes 22 seconds, roughly that, which is pretty short, so you can learn to run this pretty quickly, I feel like. It's actually pretty decent for a beginner speedrun. This is my first speedrun game I've ever actually learned, so it's definitely worked for me. I've held the world record at a few points throughout its lifespan, and it's just got some insanely cool skips. Like every single level has a way to skip the progression of it pretty much, and there's a lot of variety in how they work. There's like an infinite flight glitch, there's out of bounds parkour, there's all sorts of unique stuff that I think is really fun. So let's get into a run. It's not going to be an attempt at like an actual good time or anything. This will just be to showcase all the different strategies and how to do them yourself. So let's get going. So first thing we do is jump over that and head to this staircase. Jump through it as fast as possible and press the button on this rail here. That's the fastest way to do that little beginning part. And then we just have to wait for a little bit before we get to do the first trick of the speed run, which is the infinite flight. So the first thing you do is grab this head as fast as possible, and quick save and quick load, which you'll definitely want to bind to certain buttons. I have them bound to left and right. Sorry, I have two buttons on the side of my mouse. I use those buttons for it. It's up to you though. And so once you reload, surprisingly that gives this head collision even while you're holding it. Look at that. I can start flying around just by depending on where I hold this head. So I'll show you what that looks like right as soon as you reload that save, what you're supposed to do. So first, hold it down under you and jump onto it and start flying up here. Once you reach the max height, you turn it to the right a little bit, and it sends you towards this staircase. And then you let go of it right as so you can land on this staircase right here and walk into this building. This is literally the end of their level right here. And that's it. If you walk into that, you win the first level. So let's restart this level and show it from the start. Jump over that as fast as possible. Jump up the staircase. Press the button on this. Wait for a little bit. Oh, that was a bit slow. Grab this head, reload. Jump up like this. Fly up. Turn right a bit. You don't actually have to do anything besides hold forwards. By the way, this whole time while I'm flying, I'm holding forwards. Get to the end of the level. And then now, level 2. First thing you do is go through this door and press that button as fast as possible. You go down this elevator, and you're heading to the secret underground basement of the X Slayers. Grab this, you can blow up this wall right here, which gives you a skip in progression of unlocking this gun here. Then head back, you can actually press the door button through the door here, so if you're running at it, spam the button, go into the elevator, and break this mirror. And this is where a secret is, which actually takes you, if you just, by the way, how this gun works is, it lets you fly a bit if you shoot downwards while firing it. You can use that to jump over these fences. You just gotta, the best, to get the most height, start shooting and jumping at roughly the same time. You can jump over these fences pretty easily. And then just go this way. And you've skipped basically the entire underground segment. There's an entire gigantic underground section of this level. And you just skip past the entire thing by just going down like the bare minimum through the elevator, grabbing this gun, and going back up and leaving throughout the side of the house. And yeah, this game is full of these little secret areas you can find all throughout the game. And pretty likely that this one takes you to the very end of the level here. Let's restart this level and show what that looks like.
The S-Blade has a hack blood charge.
First press that button. Blow up those. Grab this. Grab the gun. Enter the elevator by pressing the button through the wall. Break this mirror. Jump over this. And get to the end of the level. That is level 2. So far, nothing too difficult, honestly. It'll take a little bit of practice to get down, but yeah, takeaways from this are that save and load are very useful. They mess with this game quite a bit, and there's a lot of ways that becomes a time saving a speedrun in this. Alright, level 3. Alright, as you see when we get into level 3, you're trapped in this room. Can't go through this door or anything. The route is go through this vent here. Instead of going through this vent here, you actually turn to the left, and there's another one kind of hidden right here. It takes you to the bathroom. You can just push open this door, and you're into the dollar store. And you leave the dollar store as fast as possible. And we still have this gun, right? So now we use that to jump over this, and we skip the cutscene over there. If you walk too close to that guy over there, it starts a cutscene. You can just use this new gun we've skipped progression to get to actually skip past this fence. You never have to talk to him. And now you go through this part. And normally you need a key to open this door to get to the end of the level, which is right there. Actually, no, that's not how it works. No. There's an entire underground section, actually, you have to go to that ends up bringing you behind that door there, actually, from the ground. And, oh my god, guys, get out of the way. Actually, what we're going to do is there's a secret again in this level. Hold on. Oh my god. Right here, if you go into the wall, there's a secret here, right? However, between where that hallway was and the secret, there's a little gap in this ceiling. They forgot to put collision here. So literally all you have to do is just jump really high. And you can get on top of this secret area. As you can see, that is where the hallway path was. And there's just no collision on the roof there. And now, be careful because there's a bit of an invisible wall between the end of the level. It's this little thing right here. So just jump as you go over this. And we have skipped to the end of the level right there. Like I said, there's a lot of skips in this game. Pretty much every level is beatable in under a minute. So this is one of the harder levels. First thing we do, instead of going through the backyard of this house like you normally would, we're going to find one of the secrets by jumping over this and grabbing this head right here, jumping over this wall. You can't aim straight down while you're holding an item, but you can aim down just enough that you can get enough height to jump over that wall using the machine gun. And now we run over to this house on the left. And you can go into this door sideways or backwards. Just make sure this head does not touch that door. Or else you might end up pushing the head into the door and making it unusable. And, hold on. I'm supposed to be able to use that head at this point. We need this head for something. Basically, we're using that same technique to push open this locked door, using that head. And it takes a bit of practice. In fact, I'll try doing it with this guy's head, actually. If I just... Let's take this. If you push into the corner of this door at the bottom right, then you can actually go straight through that door, even without it being unlocked. Because I guess heads just don't have to care about keys when using door collision or something like that. Anyways, now we can blow up that, go through this wall here, we end up in the basement. And now there's 3 buttons we have to get rid of, that we have to click to pass to the next section. First, this one here. This is being a bit of like an aiming challenge. That one there, and we jump up and get that one there too. And that opens this door now. And now here is where we use saving and loading again. So you see this door, it comes down right before you can ever get to it. Unless you save and load right next to it. Save, load. Look at this. Anytime you reload, it starts again from the top. And we can use that to squish ourselves between the floor and this door, and it clips us out of bounds. So watch what happens if I start holding forwards as soon as the door respawns. Look, I'm caught out of bounds. Look at that. And now let's try that again, but using this railgun as soon as we go through the door. Jumping and using the railgun as soon as we go through the door. Look at that. It lets us get some height and clip out of that room. And if we hold left during that, then we can actually land on this little thing outside of bounds. And this is the out of bounds parkour I was talking about. This part is especially difficult. This is definitely a run killer, but as long as you save and load at each step of the way, then it's not too big a deal. I usually continue runs even if I miss one of these jumps and just maybe get out on the second try. But I save as soon as I get onto this platform. And now we're going to do a tricky jump straight this way using the railgun. Or the chain chainsaw machine gun to jump over this and land right here on this thing. You do not want to land too far. If you land inside of this black area, you actually get stuck and you can't get out. You have to land specifically on this little ledge right here. You can't go too far forwards. Now I save here again and look slightly to the right. And our goal is now to end up jumping onto a landable platform right over there. It's this right here. Now you gotta be careful because this is not actually a solid floor. The thing you're landing on is actually the edge of this floor here. Just the edges here have solid ground. If you land too close, or sorry, too far, I'll show you what happens. You end up getting stuck in this area that you're supposed to be able to crawl through, but you never actually got to the entrance of it, so now you're not actually able to crawl through it at all anymore. You're still standing up in this crawl section, and you are unable to escape this. That is just a reset right there. So let's go back to that save I made on top of it, and now what you do is you chain gun up that, and the chain gun gives you height as long as the floor underneath you as long as there's a floor like really close underneath you. So you normally won't be able to get enough height if you like, let's say, just jump like this, you know. Actually, no, you can get enough. You just gotta be careful. No, like, okay, that was a bad jump. As you can see, you gotta be careful. I recommend just chain gun jumping up over top of this here. Actually, okay, maybe not like that. It's a tricky one to get down. You want to go. This is a really difficult part of the jump. I put a lot of practice into this, and I still mess it up a lot. But we're trying to get into this area, and this is the end of the level right here. We skipped the entire underground segment once again. That's a recurring theme in this game. And jump to the end of the level right there. Alright, so this is the computer level, Cataclysm in the computer. And there are 3 ways that you can do the skip in this level. And basically, first I'll explain what you normally do in this level. Normally, you start crossing this bridge. I'll make a save here I can show you. And these guys blow up the bridge before you can get across. Look at that. You can get across, and now I'm down here. And I have to go through the entire rest of the level. And eventually, you make it all the way back up there. But we don't have to do that. We found a few skips that you get across this bridge without worrying about it blowing up. So, first method I'll show you is probably the easiest method. As soon as it starts blowing up, you make a quick save and load it, and look at that. Bridge stopped exploding, it's intact, you can cross it now. This is only possible to do in the release version of the game. In the second update, I'm pretty sure, is when they patched it. So unless you find a way to downgrade to the most recent, sorry, to the original patch of this game, you won't be able to do this strat, even though it's the easiest and most beginner-friendly one. However, there's some other easy ways as well. If we reset level, I'll show you. Method number 2, second easiest. As soon as the bridge starts blowing up, aim down, jump in, shoot, and you can jump over the explosion. I'll show you that one more time. As soon as it starts exploding, aim down. It's not as soon as it starts exploding, but before it gets to you. You jump, shoot, like this. And then it'll blow up the hidden explosive in the bridge and launch you past the start of the explosion. Just like that. And never mind, I didn't land there. That's why it's not as easy as the first method. Sometimes you do it too late and you just fall. Sometimes you do it too early and you miss the landing, but we got it there. And from there, you just go onto this spiral staircase and it takes you to the end of the level up here. The method I use in runs, which also only works in the original version of this game, is a lot harder, but it saves a little bit of time because you never have to save and load, and you actually land on the spiral staircase instead of landing on the end of the bridge. And you never have to go around the obstacles, and you save time just landing on the farther part up in the spiral staircase. So I'll show you that now. As soon as you get onto the bridge, you aim and shoot down right around here, and it blows up the bridge in an opposite direction of the chain reaction. And you land on these guys, and they launch you. And sometimes you get enough height to land on this. I'll try and show you what that looks like. Failed it there.
The S-blade has a hack blood charge.
Even if you don't get the launch, I find it's a lot easier. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then you can go through this as soon as it opens. And I'm pretty sure it starts opening a little bit sooner. And that's how you get the 21-second completion of this level. It only saves around a second if you do it that way, but I think that's worth it in runs. And now, the difference between this and the most recent version of the game, the only difference is that methods 1 and 3 I showed you don't work. The only way to do it is by jumping and shooting down right here and landing on this, which is still pretty viable. It's not a big difference. The fact that this door you have to wait for it to open anyways means you're not likely to lose much time at all if you do that version instead. So don't worry too much if you can't find a way to downgrade to the most recent, sorry, to the original version of this game. This is the next level, Cottonwood Mobile Home Park. This is the run killer. This is where all of your runs are going to die because it has the hardest skip in the entire game. And first, you start off in a room with a bunch of enemies in it, and the door to the exit of the room only opens once they're all dead. So, first you're going to try and kill all these guys as fast as possible, and I'll show you the most efficient method to do that. So first, jump up this, and start shooting, kill this guy, and kill this guy, and land right here. Make sure you don't land on this portion of the floor right here, because doing so spawns these two enemies here, and it saves time if you just never have to kill them. So do that one more time. And on this, and now blast these guys with the Hack Blood Talisman, which is weapon number 7, and then shoot down here because there's a guy we missed inside that little thing. And now this door's open. And now we blast this open, jump into this vent, and I'll make a quick save here because this is the hard part of the level right here. First, you shoot this guy, and the reason we're clearing out enemies is because with the skip that we're trying to do involves a very specific enemy we want to get into a specific position. This one right here, and you have to make sure there's no more enemies alive because they will blow up this can here. Now you trap this guy and try to push him through the door, and it is very difficult. Yeah, okay. That was a fail. I'll try and show you what my technique looks like a little slower. I grab a barrel, and I run into this corner right here. I turn a little diagonally, and hold shift to walk slower and back up a teeny little amount. Maybe about that much. Because when this guy teleports onto this step here, it'll go a little bit further than the edge if you just stand a little bit back. And you want to have him land right around here on this side of the step right here, because when you push him into the door, you need to push him in from the side of the door. If you push him in the center of the door, the entire door will just totally cease to function properly. So back up a teeny little bit, hold this about here, and once the enemy is in place, instead of turning to push it through, you want to go a little bit to the side so you can push it through horizontally instead of turning. Because turning will kind of push it out of place. You want to make it go perfectly sideways into the door. And then once it's in place and you can see the door is in a good looking position, press E to drop this and shoot it to explode and kill the enemy. So now I'll show you what that whole section looks like when done properly. Kill this enemy. I think I missed it. I missed it. Let me try that again. So first, kill this enemy. Laser all of these guys. Blast these guys. Blast this thing. And wait for this guy to come here. As soon as he teleports, go in here. Back up a teeny little bit. Put this in place. And push sideways, blow it up. And now this door is lodged open. And this thing right here, this detonator, is normally you're supposed to get a key to open this door. Except if you just push the enemy through it, I guess the enemies just don't check for key collision either, much like the head does. So as soon as we detonate this thing, it'll explode this camper van, which takes us to the end of the level in the sewers underneath it. So this door is open properly. Sometimes they're open just so you can, sometimes they're open in such a way you can just walk straight through them, but sometimes you have to push a little bit. And we've made it through, and we can open that. And these doors don't have collision from the back if they're lodged open like that, so you can usually just walk through them like that. We grab this rapid mutilator. This explodes, and this will take us to the end of the level right here.
Stinks like my Uncle Frank's farts after eating Sloppo dogs.
And there it is. And there are some differences between this and the most recent version of the game. I am running right now on the original release, and the most recent version adds another method that makes it slightly easier for some people. Yeah, that guy can teleport out of the way sometimes, and that is frustrating. Oh, yeah, he's hard to run. He's hard to get into place. Okay, so now I'm on the most recent version of this game, back in this little pipe here. And I'm going to show you the new strat you can use that makes the door opening a little bit easier. So the big difference between this version of the game is that when you save and load, enemies keep their positions. Ooh, let's try that one more time. Let's get you into place. And now, oh, let's get him looking at us. Save load, and as soon as we reload, walk behind him. And now this guy doesn't see us. We can stand right behind him and just push him straight to the door, just as we please. Oh, looks good. Look at that. You have a lot more leniency, and it takes a little bit more time because you have to save load and kind of push him into place and walk behind him. But a lot of people do find that a lot easier than the method that I showed earlier. You have a lot more leniency and a lot more time to do the skip, and it's slightly easier in this version. Alright, so now after Cottonwood, we're in the home stretch. There are no more differences between the versions of the game after this point, in these runs at least. And the next two levels are very easy, and then the final boss level can be very challenging to get done quickly. But they'll have some new strats as well. So on this level, all we're doing first off is walking in this direction to try and pick up a specific weapon that is on this carousel thing right here. This triple barrel rocket launcher. We pick that up, run back to the beginning of the level, because now we're using this to let us do a skip to the very end of the level once again. Walk back this way along the side of this to get there as quick as possible. And we're taking this weapon right here. I'm going to make a save here, just so I can show this multiple times. But we stand right here and aim just about here, and then in sequence, fire this weapon and then jump pretty much soon after. It's a tricky pattern to get down. But basically how this works is this thing launches 3 rockets in a sequence, right? And these explosions can launch you. However, after you get launched by the first one, the next 2 will land on the ground, and they're likely going to be out of range for them to launch you a second and third time. However, if you aim slightly down towards a wall, when you shoot them as you jump, they'll land slightly higher up the wall each time and be able to launch you on every single one of them. So, just like that. There we go. That was a really good launch. Look how much height you got from that. And that'll launch you past this gate that normally you need to go through the entire rest of the level to get the key to unlock. Just by wedging yourself in this little crevice here and launching yourself up that wall there, you can land on the opposite side of this and get to the very end of the level right here. And fall into this pit. That is the end of the level. It's important you pick up those ammo drops on the opposite side of that there, because these weapons and ammo will be needed for the rest of this level. The rocket launchers you'll need for the boss fight, and you probably already had enough ammo for this level, but now we are doing this little parkour challenge right here. First, you go through that vent, jump up here, aim down, jump and pick up this. You actually don't need to pick that up. You just need to land on this here. Jump up here, and I messed that up. If you do a really good jump, you can actually manage to land on this straight from here. But it's a little bit easier to just jump up on that first, and then land up here. Oh, there's an enemy up there. Land on this. Then jump up onto this here. You don't need this ammo, but now You can make a jump from here to there using the chain gun here, and jump over all these guys, and up here.
Big rig truck. What is he doing here with all these
And do I have a
psychos?
save?
Time to hit
Let me
the
see if I have a save.
road.
So I can show you that again. One more
Blade
time.
has a hack blood charge.
Go through this vent here, this one here. Jump up here, jump up here, jump up here, jump up here. Ah, I missed. Jump to here, jump across here. Cross these enemies. You can sort of get across this as well a little bit early
What is he doing
and cut
here with all
that
these
corner.
psychos? Time to hit
And
the
now
road.
that was the second last level. We're on to the boss.
The S-Blade has a hack blood
First step of
charge.
this boss fight is wait for this car to reach the max distance and jump across to this sidewalk here. And they forgot to give this sidewalk the same kind of collision as the road. Normally the road will launch you backwards when you hit it. You can just skate along this sidewalk to the very end of the level. Skip past the whole car parkour section and get to the boss. And now I land on this truck here and shoot Mevin 5 times with the triple barrel rocket launcher. That puts him in the second phase, and you start shooting him as soon as he starts transforming, because he still has a hitbox for some reason, even during this whole cutscene. And shoot up at him while he's in this cutscene. He'll drop more hack blood to fuel your hack blood talisman, and continue to shoot him as long as possible. And try to back up a little bit so you can land onto the truck you were on once again. Once you're out of hack blood, use the rocket launcher. Oh my god, try to land back on this. Rocket launcher does the most damage, and it is hard to aim, but it is what's going to kill this boss the fastest. That was a bit unfortunate. If you have no more ammo left, start using the chain gun. It does the next most damage. Oh, I still have a bit of hack blood left. I can shoot him with this, hopefully. Wow, he did not take much damage from the rocket launchers, I'm pretty sure. How much health does he have? Well, that kills him. Okay,
The S-Blade has a hack blood charge.
let's try that again. That first attempt was pretty poor. I think we missed a lot of the rocket launchers. So let's try that one more time. That was a lot better. Sometimes it's possible you even kill him before he starts shooting that laser downwards, and that is when you can get kills in around a minute in this level. So let's see what time we got on that. That was 109. That's pretty decent. You can get that down to 101 even, is my best I've gotten using that method. And that is the end of the game. Time ends as soon as you see the results screen of that level appear,
Leather bike seats look like
and
Peter.
time
What are
starts as soon as you see the first frame of the first level appear.
The evacuation.
You can get that done in potentially 8 minutes 22 seconds, or you can try and do it a little bit faster because there's still room. There's still room for improvement. There's still time to save. Anyways, I hope you found this guide helpful. I hope you consider trying to do runs of this game as well, because I think it's really underrated. I think it's a really fun run and really great for beginners. Thank you for watching.